Good evening. I just want to talk about what's going on in the news about the UFOs. Obviously, this is Project Bluebeam. I really believe that all the technology we're seeing are one of two things. Are off-world technology that NASA, the astronauts don't know about, or the fallen angels creating these objects to create a false narrative of that we were not created by God, but that we were created by somebody else. I want to talk about Stephen Greer. Great guy, never met him. Seems honest, well knowledgeable, but his CE5 protocols, if you don't know what they are, it's these protocols you go out there and you do out there in the backyard in your house, and things will just start showing up. Globes, discs, balls of light, all kind of things like that will just show up. And I personally believe it is a form of demonic invocation. Because that's all you're doing. There was a black man 10, 15 years ago on YouTube called, his name was Prophet Yahweh. And he would go out there in the open, call people to come join him, and he would say, "Oh, holy praise name Jesus, Jehovah and Yahweh and all that." And globes of these little balls would just show up. And they'd be in the sky, they'd be 2 miles up, and he would make some comments, some statements, and they would appear. He was invoking it, but he claimed that they were God's children, the fallen angels or the angels. And it's a great deception. There was a book that come out in the 90s called Vampire Killer 2000. And it had several plans. I had to put reading glasses on. I have to read now. And they had several plans for defeating the population of the planet, for taking over. And plan A was race wars. We will see the fanning of the flames of their planned race war program in the months ahead. Of course, this was in the 90s, so we're talking 30 years from now, 30 years ago. Aided by the controlled media and the New World government paid agitators, leaders on both sides. The goal is to frighten Americans of all colors into accepting martial law. These elitists actually have no love for minorities or commoners of any race. Those who have studied these imperialists will notice that they continually intermarry among the super rich internationalist families. Never do they participate in the mixing of the blood other than the blue blood. The race mixing programs were created for their subjects. An example with the world's common people of all races, some of them, these are more manageable. That's why I believe they want to mix the white race and the black race. They're easy to manage. They already have control of the black population. And the whites will stand in the way. So they want to mix them with other races to weed them out. There was Plan B. The globals, along with their controlled media, are well along in the promotion of the Plan B program. Here it is. With the threat of nuclear war supposedly subsiding, the American people must have a new boogeyman, ecological collapse. This phase involves the fraud of the imminent ecological collapse of the world. This phase is being promoted by those who are not able to completely destroy America with Marxism. These New World Order Marxists have rightly labeled the watermelons of the world to say green on the outside but red, Marxist on the inside. Many wonderful, good, and well-intentioned Americans have been duped into assisting this with this fraud. Sadly, some are out. Some are our family and neighbors. This is the important thing. Plan C. Visitors from space. This phase makes certain that few Americans escape the New World Order program. How? By creating total panic. This is accomplished with three choices being offered to the global. The globals have suddenly brought to the light their long planned, well-established UFO little devils from outer space. Contrary to strike utter fear in the hearts of all of the people on the earth. The first choice, the subtle merge of us, the masses, is that we don't go willingly and gently into the global government. We will be eaten, raped, or become the experimental guinea pigs for some far out evil space cadets. And of course, you can't ask for assistance and protection from your own country's government, because as we all have been told, no individual nation could possibly stand a chance to defend against an obviously superior race from space. But isn't it wonderful that salvation is only from the government away? Only one world government away. I can't read anymore. Anyways, that's what we have. That's what we have. The globalists are planning final plan to implement an alien invasion, an alien threat. Ronald Reagan even made a comment. What if some outside source united all the peoples of the world? Now, there's a book by David Allen Lewis and Robert, I'm going to spell his last name so I won't butcher with my poor English. Shreckise. And it's the UFO end time delusion. Why does NASA spend millions on giant antennas trying to contact extraterrestrials? Who are the deceivers? Bush and Gorbachev discussed UFOs at the summit in Malta. Are we being observed by superior civilizations, or are these demonic counterfeits? Now, let me just tell you when this book came out. This book came out in July 1991. I want you to see it real good. July 1991. Years ago, this book predicted that the end times would end in a alien/invasion attack, and we would be unified under one government. They're already talking about getting rid of cash. They're sealing every exit for those who won't go quietly into the night with the global government, with the New World Order. This book is still available. 1991. When I got this book, you understand, we are being deceived. All of these insiders, whistleblowers, are being allowed. Believe me, if they weren't allowed to, they would be in a car wreck. That's it. We are being manipulated to accept a one world government. We got the race wars. We got the global warming. And now we have this. Nuclear war. North Korea is just throwing ICBMs in the air. Every time you turn around, Russia's saying if we cross the line again in Ukraine, they're going to strike. We're all being played. We're being pushed into a corner to accept the Antichrist, the beast. They're working right now with to get the mark going. The digital system, FedNow, is a government program where all digital transactions must go through that agency to be approved for Amazon. Buy books, guns, ammo, anything. They're planning, the U.S. government, Congress and Senate, the House, are all talking about a digital currency, a social score. Oh, well, your score's not high enough, you can't buy gas for a month or whatever. We are being pinned into a corner. They got to get the cash, they got to get the guns. They got to disarm you. Because men with ARs do not get in cattle cars. Okay? I'll read it again for UFO, The End Time Delusion. You can get this book online as a free PDF. I will post a link and allow you to see it. Not allow you to see, but I'll put it so you can read the book yourself. You can share the book. You can share the book. The last printing was in July of 95. So the fifth printing is October of 1997, excuse me. So it's been out of print for a while. There's still some available. I mean, wake up, America. Wake up, world. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Be prepared. Be prepared. Be prepared. Be prepared. Be prepared. The great deception is upon us. It's going to be next week or the next century. I don't know. I can't see it's going long. I would be shocked if it goes past the 24 election if we get to that point for an election. Be prepared. Be prepared. Be prepared. Once again, I tell people, buy food, buy water filters, put up water, put up food for the dog, buy tools, buy hammers, buy self-defense weapons. Get what you need. Because at some point, you're not going to be able to even purchase it. You know, you can barter with anything, ammos and all that. Be prepared. Thank you.